World of renewable energy. Friends, today we are discussing about the renewable energy. What is renewable energy and how it is useful to make the carbon free atmosphere. That's why it is called carbon free emission. We are discussing the basic of renewable energy. The renewable energy obtained from natural sources, which are essentially inexhaustible resources. It can be harnessed without the release of harmful pollutants. Renewable resources include solar power, wind power, biomass energy, geothermal energy, wave energy, tidal power, and hydropower. Now, solar energy. What is solar energy? Solar energy can be obtained from the radiation of sunlight and convert it into DC power. There are two types of solar energy: solar photovoltaic energy, that is solar PV, and solar thermal energy. Solar photovoltaic energy can be obtained by converting solar energy into DC power with photovoltaic cell. Solar power can be obtained by following two systems: solar rooftop system and solar ground mounted system. Solar thermal energy. What is the solar thermal energy? Solar thermal energy can be obtained by connecting the sun rays, can be obtained by concentrating the sun rays, that is radiation, and collector, that is radiation and collector absorb it and convert it into heat energy. This energy is then transferred to fluid or air, which is used to heat water, generate electricity, dry materials, distill water, or cook foods. Solar thermal energy also used to generate electricity by using parabolic curved through shaped reflectors, which focus the sun's energy onto a receiver tube running at the focus of reflector. The heat transferred fuel, that is water in the receiver tube, heated up and converted into steam and fed to the turbine to run the alternator and generate the electricity. The figure shows the various components of solar thermal energy for generating electricity. Wind power. Now, what is wind power? Wind power is generated through wind pressure on blades of windmill and rotate the blades and rotor. The rotating blades rotate the rotor in the alternator. Consequently, alternator generate an electricity. Rotor can be single, double, or three-bladed. It is called wind energy conversion system, WECS. Wind is flowing from the high pressure area, warmer area, to low pressure area, that is cooler area on earth. Ideally, wind flowing in a direction from equator to either poles, that is north, that poles, if earth is not rotating. The rotation of earth creates a force, that is Coriolis force. The Coriolis force creates a swirling action on winds, causes series of wind circulation in both northern and southern poles. Figure shows the various series of circulations due to rotation of earth. Wind speed and directions are continuously fluctuating. Now, wave energy. What is the wave energy? Sea waves are the concentration of various natural sources like sun, wind, tides, ocean currents, moon, and earth rotation. Waves originated from wind and storm far out the sea, which travel long distances without significant energy loss. Power produced is steadier and more predictable. Sea waves power continues to be produced round the clock. Wave energy contains roughly 1000 times the kinetic energy of wind. Allows smaller devices to produce power. Wave energy varies as the square of wave height. Water being 850 times as dense as air resulted in much higher power production from wave average over time. Theoretically, it is possible to extract 40 megawatt power per kilometer of coast where the wave's height is 1 meter. Also possible to extract 1000 megawatt power per kilometer of coast where the wave height is 5 meter. Kinetic energy from waves can be used to run the turbine and consequently electricity produced from the alternator connected to turbine. Now tidal power. Tidal energy is another form of ocean energy. Tides generated by combined effect of moon and sun's gravitational forces. When tides come into the shore, they can be trapped in a reservoir behind dams. When the tide drops, water behind the dam can be let out. Tidal electricity is generated as the tide comes in and again when it goes out. The figure shows the electricity generated during tides coming in and tides going out. Practicable tidal energy production needed height difference of at least 5 meters. The cycle of low and high tides occur twice a day. Now, biomass energy. Biomass is basically organic matter such as wood, straw, crops, algae, sewage sludge, animal waste, and other biological waste. Bioenergy is derived from biomass. In energy terms, biomass is a form of stored solar energy. Sun's energy captured and stored in biomass. Carbon dioxide released during the burning of biomass when used as a fuel, which is largely balanced by the absorption capture of carbon dioxide during its growth. Therefore, it is considered carbon neutral. Following are the different methods used to generate energy from biomass: direct combustion of biomass, gasification of biomass, biomethanation of biomass, anaerobic process, biofuel from biomass. Now hydropower. What is hydropower? Power can be harnessed from the water is called hydropower. Turbine can be turned by water moving in a controlled manner. Larger dam hold water in a reservoir which can be used to provide energy for industry and grid electrification system. Smaller system can provide energy to remote regions without need of them. Classification of hydropower by size, that is large hydropower for more than 25 megawatt and feeding into grid utility. Small hydropowers, that is 2001 kilowatt to 25 megawatt and feeding into utility grid. Mini hydropower, that is 101 kilowatt to 2 megawatt either standalone or feeding a grid. Micro hydropower, that is 11 kilowatt or 100 kilowatt. 11 kilowatt to 100 kilowatt usually provide power for remote areas away from the grid. Pico hydro from a few hundred watt to 10 kilowatt. Now geothermal energy. The topmost part of the earth is crust. The layer below the earth crust is called mantle. Top layer of the mantle is hot liquid rocks called magma. Crust of the earth floats on this magma. When magma breaks through the surface of the earth is called volcano or lava. Every 100 meters below ground, temperature of rock increases about 3 degrees. At a depth of about 3000 meters, that will be enough to boil water. How water can reach temperature of 148 degrees centigrade? This water comes up through a crack in the earth called spring. Some of the area have much steam and hot water and can be used to generate electricity. Holes are drilled into the ground and pipes lowered into the hot water. Hot steam or water comes up through pipe from below ground. Geothermal power plant are likely a regular power plant except no fuel is required to burn to produce. Different types of geothermal power plants are described. Dry steam power plant. Steam drawn from the hydrothermal production well, then send it to turbine generators. Steam turns the turbine to generate electricity, then condense and return to the geothermal reservoir. Figure shows the generation of power through geothermal dry steam power plant. Flash steam power. What is flash steam power? In which drawn hot water from hydrothermal production well to flash tank, where drop in pressure raise the hot water to steam. Steam turns turbine to generate the electricity. Then steam condense and along with unflashed water return to the geothermal reservoir via injection valve. Thank you friends for watching. Feel free to ask any question in the comment box. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.